Hi guys, welcome in. Today we have a very fun project that we're going to be starting. Before we get started, I wanted you to check out this image I found. This is called The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere by Grant Wood. It's a painting. I want you to take a close look. I want you just to look for 10 seconds silently. I will count to 10. In 10 seconds, I'll ask people to share what they see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I need 3 people to tell me what they saw. Awesome. I hope you notice that there's a lot of houses, there's a church, there's Paul Revere on his horse, and there's also a shadow underneath him. There is a lot of shadow in this painting. Trees have shadow, houses have shadow, even the mountains have shadow because it's nighttime. Lots and lots of shadow. Our next project is inspired by shadow. So shadow is the shapes and lines that are caused by a lack of light. So strong light creates shadows. One word I need you to know for this project is horizon line. Say horizon line. The horizon line is that line where the sky and the land meet. So if you look really far back there, you can see that line where the land ends and then the sky begins. So it's that line right in between the middle of the page. We're going to be using the horizon line to create a self-portrait. As we know, a portrait is when there's a person in the picture. A self-portrait is when there's a picture of you. Yep, so we're going to have a picture of you in here. In our picture, we're going to have a light source, which will cast a shadow on the ground. In art, we use 3 different terms to describe landscapes and the way things are composed in a picture. If something is really close to you in the picture, like this grass is, it's called the foreground. So say foreground. If something is kind of far away, kind of like these cows or the trees where that across the lake, that would be the middle ground. So say middle ground. And then lastly, we have the background. That's really easy because there's the word back in the word background, and it's just anything in the far back part of the painting or picture or whatever it is. So let's say background. Last time we made some pictures. We made some really funny poses. Today, we're going to be using these pictures to create some really cool works of art. You guys are so talented and funny, so I think you'll really enjoy this project. Today, we're going to be making sure that we follow directions carefully because we're going to do a lot of step-by-step stuff. If you are ready for this art project, go ahead and give me a dab. Okay, voice level 0, please. I hope you guys are listening because today's going to be a lot of work. And we're probably going to need to work on this another day. What you should have picked up when you walked in is a pencil, your photo, remember it should be you, not someone else, piece of black paper, piece of green paper, and then also one big page of white paper. Please double check that you have all 5 of those things, and then give me a thumbs up to show me that you're ready. For right now, take the pencil, put it to the side, take your photo, put it underneath everything, take your black piece of paper, put that under too, because right now all we're going to be looking at is the green and the white. This part is very important. Give me a thumbs up when you just have the green and the white in front of you. In this, we're going to have some grass. We have our horizon line, which is going to be the line in between the green paper and the white paper. The white part is going to be our sky. Now, right now, there's no color on the picture. Later on, we will have some time to go back and add a sunset or a blue sky, or maybe it's nighttime. You'll have time to do all that. Right now, let's focus on this green grass field that we're going to make. What you need to do is find your green paper and then also some scissors. You should have 2 pairs of scissors. If not, that's okay. You and your partner can share. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up once your scissors are in front of you. Okay, I need you to watch me first before you try. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of the long sides of this, the long ones, not the short ones, and we're gonna cut some little slots in here, and it's gonna look a little bit like grass. I want it to look a little bit real. So remember, it has to be one of the long sides, long, not the short side, long side. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna take some little bites out of it. Now, these scissors are just gently cutting. I'm obviously not cutting all the way through, and I'm not trying to cut this grass off, but I'm making little slots. I'm going down the long line. This will take a moment. I want you just to watch me first. It's kind of like the scissor was really hungry today and just decided to take bites out of the paper. But this will look a lot like grass, and I think you'll like the effect that it will make for us. All right, so you should have something like this. Give me a thumbs up once you have it. Very good. So now we're gonna turn it so that the grass is facing towards our supposed sky. You can even take your fingers and kind of mess with the grass. It'll start to look a little bit more real. I kind of just pretend I'm playing a piano. Make it look all messy. That makes it look real. So it should look something like this. That's gonna be your grass. All right, so the next step is we need to take this and we need to glue it all the way down at the bottom. That way we will have room for our picture to be on top of the ground, and then we'll have room for a shadow below. So we're gonna go over how to glue. Please watch me first. Now that we have our grassy looking piece of paper, it's time to glue it onto the big sheet of paper. In a moment, I'm gonna give each table their own glue stick. Your job is to put this piece of grass, mine kind of got a little bit bendy, and you would glue it down. You would try to match up those corners and then glue it in the middle of the paper so that we have something for our picture to stand on. I'm gonna show you first, and then I'll have you try in a moment. Before you start, you can take your green piece of paper, maybe put it to the side, because first thing you're gonna do is glue. I'm gonna go ahead, take my glue, undo it a little bit, and I'm going to put glue everywhere on the bottom. So I'm gonna give the bottom half of this piece of paper some glue. Not all over it, just the bottom half. I'm gonna go a little bit crazy with the glue. Just go over it a few times, especially the edges, but only the bottom half. You don't need the top half to have any glue. Then take the piece of paper, be looking at the edges, there they are, and try your best to get it perfect. Oh my gosh, those corners have just locked lips. Mwah, they're kissing. All right, double check and make sure it's where you want it, and then you're gonna give it a massage. Give it a nice massage. Ooh, ooh la la. You may notice that there's a little bit of excess white paper. That's okay. Also, a little bit of my paper is sticking up. I want it to stick down. So I'm gonna take that glue, give it a little bit more. It must be thirsty. Here, have some glue. Thanks, Mr. Boatfield. All done. All right. So now we have our picture split up into two halves. They're both the same size. What we're gonna do is we are going to put our picture on one side, and then we're going to have a shadow that we're gonna cut out in a moment right underneath us on the ground. Now, some of you might decide you want your person in the air. I'm probably gonna do it like I'm kicking a soccer ball or something. I'm gonna show you how to do it first, and then we'll do it step by step. So watch me first. It can be a little bit confusing cutting out this entire body. There's a lot of parts that are really kind of tricky. I know I'm gonna have some trouble cutting. So to make it easier for you, I gave you all this pencil so that you could trace. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the pencil, lightly trace around your body. This is the line that you're gonna cut. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You can erase it. However, I cannot print these out. If you were not here or you decided you did not want a photo, I cannot print another one out for you. When you get to this part, you're just going to have to draw your very own on a sheet of copy paper. I have the copy paper on the middle table if you need to draw it. If you were here for the photo, you should have one, and I should have already had you pick it up. So I went ahead and I traced my body. Now I'm going to carefully cut myself out. Now don't cut your real self. Don't do that. But cut your paper self out. Be very, very slow. You are now a snail. Not really. But I want you to take your time. I don't want you crying because you accidentally cut off your arm or leg from your photo. Don't be crazy. Just go slow and follow that line that you drew. Now you should have your little person of you. Do not glue this down. Repeat after me. Do not glue this down. Do not glue this down. Otherwise, I will run away. I don't know. But what we're going to do is we have to make our shadow first. You're going to take your little person, keep them flat. You do not want him curl or her curled for this project. You are going to take your pencil one more time. Hold your person with 2 fingers. How many fingers? 2 fingers. Because when you do this tracing that we're going to use to make our shadow, this cannot move at all whatsoever. You're going to carefully, you don't want to rip anything. You're going to trace, and you may have to hold down your individual legs and arms. That's okay. Trace all the way around. Try your best. Don't overthink it. Just give yourself a good trace. Just try not to let yourself move. Oh my gosh. Going around. All right, so that is my shadow. Next up, I'm going to cut. Please do not follow along. If you're following along, you're not following directions. It's going to be hard to see that line that you made the pencil. Just try your best to find it. Try your best to cut it out carefully. Once you have this cut out, do not glue it down yet. You are not ready to glue it down. I have very special instructions. All I want you to do once you've cut out your shadow is give me a thumbs up. That is all. Now in this photo, our light source is going to be coming directly above us. Not over here, which means that the sun or the moon or whatever is casting light down on us is going to be coming right from above. So our shadow is going to be right underneath us. I'm going to show you how I do it. Now some of you have yourself doing the splits or flying. That's okay. The process is still the same. I'm going to put my person somewhere up here. Do not put your person down here. It's going to be too confusing. Put it somewhere up here or in the air, whatever you want to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your shadow. You might have to flip it like me. And you're going to do the mirror image. Mirror image means that it's looking like a mirror. It's reflected across. So this would be like this, and then I would flip it over. That's the reflected image. A lot of people want to do something like this. Well, that's not your real shadow. Your real shadow would actually look something like this. My shoes are touching. This shoe is not because that one's in the air. I'm going to come by and check. I'm going to just give me a thumbs up. I'll come and take a look at your shadow and make sure it's correct. And then I will give you permission to use the glue stick to glue it on. Okay, so if you haven't already, it looks like we're ready to go ahead and glue. Make sure you glue your shadow where it's supposed to be. It has to be a mirror image. I would probably start with your body first. Give it some glue like this. Whole thing. If it gets on the paper, it's okay. You'll live. Glue it down. Give it a nice massage. Be very, very gentle. This could rip. And then same thing with this one. Give it some glue on the right side that it's supposed to be glued down on. And then glue it down. Give it a massage. Before you do anything else with your artwork, take your pencil and you're gonna write your name at the very bottom. My name is Mr. Boatfield. If you have your own name, please write that name. And I'm also going to pause the video and give you your class code now. So our self-portrait should look something like this. Right now it is gooey and gluey and it needs to dry. Where can we put this where it can dry? Hope you said on the drying rack. Now a lot of my kindergartners, they like to do this. I want to put it on top. I want to be on top of everyone. No, we're not going to do that. We are not in kindergarten anymore. We are going to put it on the very bottom, just like everyone else in this school. We're going to put it in the long way so that it can stay. And then as people turn it in, you need to start putting it on top. We don't start at the top, we start at the bottom. Then you can use the green arrows. Here are your choices for when you are done. You could use a whiteboard. Remember, you take one marker, one eraser, and one board back to your seat, and you can use it however you like. Remember, do not take this basket with you. You could do cube structures. That would be on the blue carpet. You could read on the blue carpet. Free draw. I have pencils here. I have blocks if you want to use that on the carpet. Or you could do the Picasso game. It's up to you. No more than 4 people at any one of these stations, the cube structures of the blocks. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please follow instructions and clean up your area before you choose a new activity. That means making sure that these glue sticks were returned to the middle table, that the pencils were returned where they need to go, and that any trash has been thrown away, including the outline of that photo. It all needs to be thrown away in one of 2 trash cans, one here, and then I'll have one right there. All right, guys, have a great day. Please clean up and have fun.